Hello everyone, it's Granny Gamester the Barbarian, or learning to be a barbarian. Yeah, I am getting my little butt kicked and handed back to me. So I thought it would be beneficial for all of you out there playing either civilized or normal to kind of have the barbarian mode kind of explained, because they really don't do it that well. Yeah, they do tell you some of the things, like when you die, you lose everything. And you have to go back to where you died and retrieve everything. So if you die in the middle of a huge battle, it's going to be very difficult to go back and get your gear and all your materials. So as you can see, I have a Xena next to me, but it's not the same Xena. No, I lost my Xena. Yeah. Because this game is a huge learning curve for me, because I played Civilized, the first game, because I'd never played a survival game before. And I chose Barbarian this time because I wanted a challenge. Well, I'm getting it, to say the least. So, but she's an archer, but you know, she's doing really well so far. I took her out just to see what she could do, and she's up 2 levels already, but she's doing rather well. She's up to 672 already. So, yeah, she's a little thing, but of course I'm pretty tall. My character's pretty tall in this. So to get started, first of all, one of the biggest things I've noticed is the bosses in this game and where they are compared to Civilized. I'm not sure about normal, but the reason that I could not get Anna the Reaver, as Mr. D pointed out to me, he was observant enough to see it. I was too excited about getting Anna the Reaver, knocking her out, that I didn't pay too much attention to that. But she is a 1 skull boss, and you cannot tame bosses. I could knock them out and kill them. That's why Xena killed her, because Xena was packing a pretty good punch with that truncheon, and she did kill her. But that's why. In my Civilized game, that whole island over there would produce named thralls, same ones, but they were not bosses, and you could take them out relatively easy. And they made awesome thralls because they already had a high vitality number, and they were great. So of course I, thinking that that was going to be the same, thought I was going to do that. Well, no, no, that doesn't happen. And as I'm playing this game, I'm realizing that there are more 1 skull bosses littered around where there were none before. There are also more demon, like the shellbacks. There's more demon shellbacks, and they are tougher, much tougher. And the reason I lost Xena, the first Xena, because I took her to get brimstone, and when I went into the Shattering Springs with the rock nose, in the beginning when I first entered, there was only a few. It was manageable, we could get around them, but I went and forged right into the middle, and there was like, I swear, 3 times the number of enemies in their rock noses than there is in the Civilized. So yeah, I have to learn how to set myself up for these kinds of places and battles, because you'll get killed every time. And she died because she was following me. Not a good idea, but I will get into that whole thing a little bit later. But one of the things I'm learning about this barbarian mode is that you need to level your thrall up down here with these shellbacks and these much easier to kill enemies. It's not possible up further in the north. Up north is a great place to, and where I made my second site, is a great place to gather iron and do just that, gather. Other than that, unless you're really, your thrall is really up there in level, it's not going to be easy. And I'm also finding that in barbarian mode, let me stand in the light here a little bit. In barbarian mode, I am using the yellow lotus potion much more, because depending on what you're doing, now I have it set now for gathering, so I needed my encumbrance to be right up there. So I changed my attributes to encumbrance. It should be up to pack mule. I don't know why it isn't. Oh, I know why. And that's another thing. I gave her my headgear. Let me put it on and see if that makes a difference. It should. Yes, it does. There we go. So now my encumbrance is back up there where it should be, which was pack mule. I will wear this armor and set my attributes on this setting when I'm gathering, so I can carry the most I can carry, and I can put the rest on my thrall. Now when I'm going to do battle, I will take another yellow lotus potion, and I will change my attributes to strength, agility, and grit, because I need those things, especially strength. I need to deal 15% more damage to the enemies in doing that. And I also need my bleed status to be stronger when I'm going to do battle. Now, I never had to do this in civilized mode. One set of armor, one weapon, they all, worked just fine, but not so in barbarian mode. You really have to pay attention. So now I have a set of armor made for accuracy. I have one made for, what's the others that I have one made for? Grit and agility. And that's really to your advantage, and make the best you can. If you can only make light when you first get started up there, that's fine. It's better than nothing. But it will give you the added, I think it's 5+ points if you wear the whole set, which I just proved with the encumbrance. It does stack. So you only get +1 if you're just wearing one set of a particular attribute bonus armor. So you can also, if you want to, wear one piece of armor. If it's just going to push you like this, if I just put the helmet on, it pushed me up to pack mule, just that one piece. So you can use it that way as well. Yeah, very, very interesting. It's much more strategic. And it's also to your benefit to use the other tools that are available to you. I would get, which I'm going to do, I would get a alchemist as soon as you can, so that you can make the potions for the attributes. Like you can make a potion for that increases your agility, your strength, any of these, and I will be taking those too as soon as I get one. When I'm going to face a boss, and I know that's what I'm going to do, that's how I'm going to prepare myself. And you have to in this barbarian mode, because it is difficult. There's no question about it. But boy, is it stimulating and challenging and makes you really think. I mean, I've had some serious blows to my little ego here playing this, because I just waltzed in like civilized mode, and nuh-uh. No, I got decimated. And yeah, I didn't like that. So I said, well, I got to drop back 10 and punt here. So my advice in barbarian mode is do not attack the enemies if you're out gathering. If you're suited up like I am for gathering, don't go around pestering, you know, tough enemies. You just don't want to do that. It's foolish, and it puts your thrall in danger. It's totally my fault Xena died. Totally. I put her in a position she couldn't get out of. I couldn't save her. I even stopped my game to try my little trick before I was too late because I was being chased if I had stopped, you know. So it's you got to think about what you're doing in barbarian mode for sure. And I personally, other than for gathering materials like the iron stone up there and the coal and all that, for advancing to steel, going up north is a good idea. But if you think you're going to knock out thralls up there, no. They're much stronger. They're relic hunters. You're better off staying down here and getting someone like this archer here, this level 1, and leveling her up as far as you can and protecting her and doing it that way until she's strong enough to help you get some other stronger fighters. Like I tried to take out a level 2 fighter up there in Supermaru, and yeah, I got my butt kicked and handed back to me. Yeah, handily, because he caused to bleed much quicker. I bled out really fast. So yeah, and then to top that off, there's scorpions, and to try to get one alone, yeah, it's a whole different ball of wax. But boy, yeah, I'm having fun. So I'm going to pause here, and I am going to go back up to. I'm going to take my little Xena. I'm going to level up some more, and then we're going to go talk about up north. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, we are back up north, next to Supermaru, and I will show you exactly where I am on the map. I am right here, just on the outskirts, and I finally get a drying rack because your meat does last longer when it's dried. I have my Mitra temple set up to satisfy my journey quest. I put up a Wheel of Pain. I did get an archer because he was all by his little self and he was easy. I shouldn't say easy, but he was easier than a level 2 fighter. He's, I don't believe he's, is he a level 2? Yeah, he is. He is. So we'll see what he ends up being like. I finally put a well in here because it was getting to be annoying to have to run back to Supermaru when I ran out when I was gathering. So, yeah. Now the other thing is when I went to, when I hit level 30 and wanted to make my sand mask, it was kind of a dilemma. You needed steel to make it, and you needed brimstone to make steel, but I could not enter the Shattering Springs without the mask. So what to do? I could have, yes, gone back down to the Noob River and gone all the way over to where the spiders are, but being the way barbarian mode is, I had no confidence in being able to handle all those spiders just to get some brimstone. So I said there has to be a way. And so I thought about it, and sure enough I came up with a great idea, I think anyway. For those of you who know Supermaru and have been there are chests on top of the buildings, especially where the wooden bridges are. And in those chests are bars of steel, iron, you can get brimstone. They have all kinds of great goodies in there, some armor. It's just awesome. I actually came out of there with over 100 bars of steel and iron, and I couldn't carry anymore because I wasn't set up for encumbrance like I am now. And again, that's one of the elements that taught me you need to have the correct armor on for whatever it is you're doing and have your attributes set for whatever you're doing. So I was able to make the sand mask, and off we went to get the brimstone. I'm going to do another whole video on how to attack Shattering Springs in Barbarian mode so that you don't lose your thrall and you survive. So there is a way to do it. It's just takes a lot of trial and error and losing a thrall or two, but I can show you how to do it safely. So yeah, Xena, I leveled her up to level 5. She's already 1,104 health points, which is, I think, pretty darn good. Surprisingly, she had a falcata on her with a health damage of 29. That's better than what I brought for her to take, which was a cutlass, which was 23 health damage, which is all I could do at that time. So she was already set up pretty good, and she has the Harcanian bow, which is also pretty nice. I think it's better than mine. Yeah, mine's 9 and she's 11, and she does a pretty good power shot with that thing. So I'm going to leave it on her for that reason, because I can direct her now with the behavior element to just range shoot if I need her to. But I need to explore all these things more because I never had to use these in my last game. It's not something I had to think about. But I do now in Barbarian because it's harder. You have to strategically play, and I absolutely love it. Do I die? Oh, yeah. And that is painful because you have to go back and get your gear and your food and whatever you were carrying on you. But it has a Dark Soul and game element to it. Only, like I've said before, in Dark Souls, at least you didn't lose all your gear. You just lost your souls. So this game is actually a little tougher in that respect. So I'm going to take her, now that I'm confident that she can handle it, I'm going to take her to get some hides. We're going to go on the other side of Supermaru and get some deer, some kudos. But I have to be careful out there too, because now there is a boss shaleback out there. And he's a high level boss, and there's also demonic shalebacks dotted around. And you don't know until it's too late where they are. So yeah, this is interesting. Would I recommend Barbarian mode for newbies? Absolutely not. Start out with Civilized and learn your game, but if you decide to go Barbarian, go slow, go strategic. Make sure you are always leveling up. If you level up to the point where you can get iron, get iron equipment. When you level up to get steel, get the steel equipment. And this includes tools, because you will gather more. Barbarian mode starts out with 1 material per hit. It does increase with each upgrade in tool. So steel now gets like 5 or 6. I really haven't played around with them too much. I just made them. I just was able to make steel because I've just got the brimstone. So yeah, go slowly and methodically, and you should be okay. I will let you know when I get to one of these dungeons how that goes, because I don't know. I have to practice a lot more strategically playing and not just barging in. That's a huge learning curve for me. So, well, if you found this interesting and helpful, please give me that big old like. And if you'd like to see more and learn how to get brimstone easily at Shattering Springs, just subscribe. And if you hit the little bell, you'll be notified when I post my next video. Alright guys, thanks for watching and see you soon. GG out.